All right. It's grand finals time. It's the ESL Weekly NA 232. And the guy who's won the last, I think it's the last 9 weeks of NA in a row, MAXPAX has won. We're going to find out if BYUN can stop him. Shopify Rebellion's BYUN in the top left. Going to be the one man standing in front of MAXPAX, just adding to that ridiculous. I think it's 8 or 9 weeks, because I know it was 7 weeks a week or two ago. Rotterdam tweeted about it. And we're talking 3 zeros over Solar, 3 1s over Dark, 3 zeros over Hero. Few other players and names in the mix there as well. But MAXPAX, you know, he's been beating so many players. And even in weeks where he loses to Clem in the European Cup, he usually gets a revenge on Clem in the North American Weekly a few hours after that. And then just stomps everybody on his way to the finals. So MAXPAX has been looking really incredible. He's putting together an insane run in this particular weekly tournament while still winning the occasional European one as well. Actually lost one of the European weeklies to Showtime in a PvP, which was so rare. MAXPAX losing PvP, but hats off to Showtime for that. Very well played. Now this is going to be a 3 racks for BYUN. This is old school. I saw BYUN playing a lot of this maybe 6 months ago during the last Team Liquid map contest Wardy tournament where... Actually, was it Balance tournament? Actually, it was the Balance tournament, I think. Might have been both. Maybe it was Balance and maps being tested at the same time. But I remember BYUN just spammed 3 racks every game when the new Cyclone had been added. We're like, oh, the Cyclone's different, the Widowmine's different. Let's see how this plays. And all he did was spam 3 racks every single game. And it was like, thanks, BYUN. Thanks a lot, man. Don't show us any of the new stuff. I mean, it's a good mind game, right? If your opponents are expecting you to use all the new things, you just... go for a bio build. 2 Marines for an Adept is a good trade. It's not a bad trade for Terran. It's not too bad for Protoss because your Adepts do scale poorly later on, so at least you're getting rid of some of the Marine count. Blink is on the way. This is going to be 3-gate Blink Robo. Pretty solid opening, and this wall off with the gateways especially, as long as you realize it's 3 racks, you have a shield battery, it allows you to defend your natural very well. The question is, can you get a 3rd up early? And also, single gas so far. Do we see the 4-minute 2nd gas build here from BYUN? He's not gone for an engineering bay. I've even seen pros recently mix in a quick 3rd command center option as a follow-up to this start. Oh, gets a Marine without losing that Adept. Nicely done. Using the shields to the maximum. Marauders starting. Okay, so he wants to hit with 2 Marauders. As soon as those Marauders come out, he's going to move out, is Mr. BYUN. Makes your attack timing stronger having 2 Marauders in the mix, but it also does cost gas. So it delays the factory to 420, which is not a bad gas factory timing. 2nd and 3rd gas go down just after the factory starts as well. I mean, you still don't know it's 3 racks here as MAXPAX, which is definitely an issue. Ooh, good ambush. BYUN catches him there. We were talking about the best ice cream flavors before. To be fair, any of those Ben & Jerry's, like the Ben & Jerry brownie one is insane. That is actually like the best because it's just got chunks of fudge in it. It's barely even an does it count as an ice cream flavor if you've just got delicious fudge brownie cake stuff in your ice cream? Because that just makes it god tier, guys. Ooh, Stalker Harass is really doing very well. This is really good micro by MAXPAX. He's got to be careful. Don't take too many hit point damage. Oh, he's going to go drop as well. I think because he realizes BYUN's just going to chill and defend, but oh, BYUN anticipates it and catches him. Oh my god, BYUN with a 300 IQ anticipation. He knew MAXPAX was going to go for that move. Great guess. Gets himself the Prism with a Stalker inside. MAXPAX immediately re-engages and loses another 2 to 3 Stalkers. Oh no, 4 Stalkers and a Prism going down. Plus the Prism, Stalker died inside the Prism as well. It's not showing up on this unit's lost tab, so that is huge. Look at the unit's lost tab. So good this start for BYUN. Yes, BYUN doesn't have a 3rd command center, but now he'll be starting medevac soon. And no doubt a 3rd command center. 2 depots do finish up there. I like that he sits on the ridge. This is a really annoying ridge because it is a high ground in the middle of there. And manages to ambush those units a little bit. Now, to be fair, MAXPAX is a god of just playing the game no matter what's going right or wrong for him. But we definitely saw that he was being a little risky with that warp prison movement. Got punished for it. 4th and 5th barracks going down after 3rd command center starts on location. Dark Shrine for MAXPAX, knowing that there's not usually a Raven off these sort of build orders. It's just Immortal 2 sentries and an immortal with zealots warping in. 8 stalkers on the map, going to find himself a marauder. Not quite enough to one-shot a marauder, which is unfortunate. But he'll still do pretty well. He could kill the command center. Kill the SCV and then kill the command center itself, potentially. Ooh, I don't know about blinking up the cliff, though. This is a bad move, in my opinion. Because there's a few Marines and Marauders there. You're going to lose so many Stalkers. Yeah, this is a very risky move. I think MAXPAX went too deep there. Even though he got some good damage, if he just picked off the SCVs and then just shimmied up to the right, hitting the command center and blinking away, I think that would have been massive. But now he cedes map control. He's lost 10 Stalkers in total and a Prism, 3 Adepts. Units lost up, still massively in favor of BYUN. I mean, BYUN does take a little while to heal. He's only got 1 medevac. Losing one of his first 2 medevacs, you could argue, is worth more than a normal medevac. So I actually think, even though cost for cost it was really bad for MAXPAX, yeah, there's an argument that you can trade badly as long as you keep killing medevacs here, because BYUN so desperately needs them. Couple Zealots going to run in on that third. He's got a Prism ready up there as well. Yeah, good idea to not run in just yet. Robo Bay's on the way, up to 3 bays saturated, as well as 6 gases. MAXPAX on 65 probes. Zealots run in. Only going to manage to kill 1 Zealot, though. Good crisis management there by BYUN. Quick reactions, I should say, more than crisis management. DT drop goes into the main, and double drop comes up to respond to it. DT runs into the natural as well. I like this guy going after the dudes building the engineering bay and second engineering bay and armory. DT's there doing damage. Scan does pick off the DT in the main. He wasn't able to pick it up in time. 7 SCVs go down, but the DTs are cleaned. At the front, DT Stalker comes in. Stalkers blink away. DT goes in turret range, does go down. Really good defense by BYUN. And yeah, MAXPAX, that Prism kind of moves in range. The Marines, he's like, are you... He's trying to wait for him to siege up. Oh, MAXPAX. So greedy, dude. So greedy. BYUN was waiting for him to do that. Almost gets the Prism. So close. Oh, MAXPAX. Okay, only loses 1 Stalker to the Widow Mines. That could have been worse. Zealot counterattack gets ready. The only problem I'm having with BYUN's play is that he's sitting back for so long that MAXPAX is getting up to Colossus. I think it's pretty much time, you know, eventually where you just kind of have to move across the map and go. He's got so many medevacs here. He's pulling back right now. His army's close to home. Run MAXPAX. Ooh, MAXPAX is going to lose a Zealot or 2. Okay, 1 or 2 Zealots ain't too bad. But he's buying himself time. I think because of the numbers, though, if MAXPAX doesn't play second Robo, he's screwed. I don't know if I'm correct in that assessment or not. I'm saying it with a bit of a question mark. Just, I feel like there's so much Marine Marauder. Your Zealot Stalker is just going to get so wrecked. I think, like, the Force Fields and the Colossus are everything here. There's only 2 Vikings out, so to be fair, that will be doing A-okay for the Colossus for a while longer. And he's gone second Robo. Sorry, I didn't catch him building the second Robo, but he does have one. Bunker's going to go down on that side. Looks like the Biostim to the right to clean up a Zealot there. Zealots on the left side are going to pick off the bunker. Going to go after the SCVs now as well. Ooh, quad drop into the main base. That's going to be big. Nice. Nice quad drop here. There's not enough units, man. He should have tried to force field to slow that down. Oh, this is bad for MAXPAX. He's losing all of his energy. The numbers. Oh, the battery overcharge does do really well at the third base. That Immortal and Colossus holding on. He will eventually lose the Colossus, but otherwise that base does defend. The main survives as well. MAXPAX hanging on really nicely. Even takes out a Viking, or at least almost does, on the retreat of BYUN. BYUN has 12 Marauders, 24 Marines, 8 medevacs, and 3 Ghosts still, though. He's still got a very scary army and a 4th command center coming up. Dark Templar is ready to harass. 2-2 upgrades with +2 almost finished for BYUN. +2 has started as well, though. He's going to start mixing his army up. Bio down the left side is going to go for the 3rd. He scans. He sees the army coming back. The rest of his army is going to stem in from the north. This is a grab the battery and run. He's going to fight. Okay, this is a crazy choice to fight here for BYUN. Fighting into the Colossus is insane, man. I don't know why he's still standing and fighting. That was a really bad fight for BYUN. Luckily, I mean, this is what it was meant to do, was distract for the real damage to happen up here. But I'm surprised that he's still pushing. I guess he's finding so much damage on the right. This might be worth it. I feel like he could have killed the Nexus without losing all those units on the left. And what did he actually kill? A few great gateway units and damage the Colossus. But now he's got to deal with the 4 Colossus counterattack. I mean, it's pretty all in. I do think he has enough to hold on. 14 Marauders. No Vikings. Only 1 Ghost. Oh, man. Stalkers, though. A couple Stalkers go down to the bio. Good first skirmish there for BYUN. Zealot in the mineral line is actually causing a lot more damage than I expected. 3 SCVs go down. 4th Nexus gets rebuilt. Double Disruptors on the way. +1 armor is making. MAXPAX seems to be basically happy to play a longer game. Maybe not happy, but feels forced to play a longer game rather than counterattacking. +2 attack. Blink DT upgrade is on the way. This DT is doing pretty well, but maybe focusing on the wrong SCVs there. Dark Templar goes into the main base as well. This DT in the natural just on hold position. Should be spotted there. DT in the main's going to go down to that scan. I guess at least he's keeping BYUN rather busy. That's the one thing we can definitely say here. He's keeping BYUN so occupied that maybe he, you know, this kind of, it allows you to get away with more at home. But ouch. 3 Stalkers, 4 Stalkers. So 3 Stalkers go down. 6 SCVs did die against the Dark Templar. Only 60 workers for Terran. It's not a super long-term economy, but the army is just massive. And this is why, like I said, I feel the Disruptors are so necessary. Vikings will clean up the Prism. That's a huge move, because now you can bring those Vikings to the front. You need Vikings to deal with these 4 Colossus. You do not want to be headbutting into the Colossus. He's going to boost across the north at the same time while distracting down the south. I think move in and move out. That's the way to do it, yeah. Just run away. This is a distraction army. The real army is going to find damage potentially in the back, but actually, uh-oh. Army's on top of it. He's going to have to quickly pick up and get out. He's not going for it yet. Marauders run forward. Looks like he took one big Disruptor shot, but he gets all the rest of the Disruptors down at the same time. Saves a bunch of bio from that main base, picks them up out of the air, gets on top of the 4th base. BYUN all over game 1 of this grand finals, and pretty sure this one was MAXPAX map pick. Can't imagine this would be the map that BYUN picks to start the series off, so it's always good when you take your opponent's map off them. Oh, great Disruptor shot. Another one does go out, but it doesn't quite reach. Battery overcharge does a fair amount there. MAXPAX still hanging on by a thread. BYUN scans the gold base. He says, hey, if you don't have a gold, I should have this in the bag. I've got 4 bases. You've only got 3. And he's correct. Look at the income tab. You can see significant advantage for BYUN. And that's just going to drop for MAXPAX over time. Marauder Marine spread out nicely. The Colossus are getting shot down by the Vikings. Such a good arc of Terran units. That's a good Disruptor shot. Gets a Ghost and 2 Marauders. The Nexus, though, does get cancelled. Only 1 Colossus left standing now. And how many Disruptors do we have? Only 4. Not a huge number. Dark Templar comes in. Looks like 15 SCVs died recently, guys. I don't know if that was all from 1 DT, or if it was a few DTs that went in and maybe killed a whole bunch of stuff. He's going to go back in, try to kill some of this stuff. Ah, the Widowmine does become invisible. Blinks away. Maybe didn't need the second Disruptor shot there. I like that 3rd one, though. That was well timed to zone him a little. But he's just going to go down the right side. BYUN's a crazy man. He sees you out of position for an instant. He wants to punish. Stalker's going to try and take care of those Vikings. But the Colossus does go down. Oh, no, it doesn't. It survives. Wow, battery healing is good. 2-2 upgrades are done for Protoss, so it's equal upgrades now. Whereas I felt like it was ahead for Terran for most of this game. But it's stuck on 3 bases, MAXPAX. And what are you going to achieve here? What are you going to get done? I think for BYUN, once again, just split your army up, drop the main, attack the 3rd. Just keep attacking multiple areas like this, and it's a win-win situation. I don't think you need to have your whole army in one area. You've got 3-2 against 2-2. You've got better upgrades. You've got a big Bio Viking army moving up that way. He's using scans, so he's like, lol, cool, run in. Click the Nexus, pick up, run away would be, I think, the move. But he's actually just going to fight. Okay, he wants to kind of fight the army, because he's like, well, as long as you're attacking to me, I can kind of pick off some units. But he's going to be trapped here. Big Disruptor shot. Only saves. Nope. Full medevac goes down. Army on the other side comes in. That was a very messy trade, though. I don't think that was the right commitment for BYUN. It might be good enough because he's so far ahead, but it was objectively a very poor trade. Cost for cost, it looked very awkward. We're going to finally get that Colossus. The Colossus just refuses to die. It's so funny, man. 12 more probes did go down. MAXPAX struggling for cash. On 4 base, BYUN is very quickly remaxing. I would like him to see him drop the main and push the left side again. And maybe rotate this ground army back and forwards between this angle, this angle. Probes have been pulled. Looks like a big all-in. Dark Templar blinking forwards. Disruptor does go out there. Nice snipe on the Ghost. From the Ghost onto the DT to make sure that doesn't land. Now, as BYUN, you just base trade. Just don't fight this army. Like, he's Yeah, he's long distance mining out here. I mean, MAXPAX is so screwed, guys. He's warping in random DTs rather than building a Nexus. He's basically saying, BYUN, I think you might make mistakes here with command centers building. I gotta say, MAXPAX uses DTs very well. He's one of the best. He's one of the best. Never forget that interview, guys. I asked him what makes him so special with those DTs. First time ever getting a chance to talk to him, and he said, I micro them. Possibly the most understated response I've ever got from a pro gamer in any interview I've ever conducted. But, you know, it rung true. Oh my gosh, BYUN, what are we doing, mate? He was distracted scanning a DT over there. Maybe a few DTs he got. He's killed 14 DTs so far this game. Stalker's warping in under the medevacs. Got to be careful with that, mate. You can't be affording to throw these Stalkers away. Keep these Stalkers alive, bro. The Stalkers have to survive. You can't lose them. The Colossus, is it finally going to go down? The answer is no. A few Ghosts and Marauders get left behind. BYUN is going to push in that side, but of course the Disruptors will have something to say about that as one Ghost does get launched. Oh my gosh. Where are BYUN's spreadies at, guys? Not sure exactly what this micro is that he's doing. BYUN's making this hard for himself. I mean, he's doing enough correct. I don't think there's any chance of him losing. But just the fact that MAXPAX army supply is so high, I keep wondering, like, hey, BYUN, got to stay decisive here, man. Just keep chipping away, wearing these units down, dropping the main at the same time, or doing run-bys. As long as he keeps stacking in two places at once, it's going to be amazing. He sees no Nexus, but he should run in. Even the long-distance mining probes are good targets. Two more Ghosts do get cleaned up there. It's going to split a big pack of Marauders to the right side to join with this army. Still no Fusion Core, no range lib just yet. Fourth Nexus finally starts rebuilding here at the 19-minute mark, and I gotta say, it feels a little bit like I'm watching a MAXPAX just try to frustrate BYUN. I don't think he thinks he's gonna win. I think he's just like, yeah, we'll just keep trying. You never know what happens, right? And BYUN is a player who's known to panic a little bit, get a bit excited when things get too competitive. A few more Stalkers getting shaved off. Every time he shaves off a few Stalkers, that is really good value for him. Because you can see the supporting army is just so small now for Protoss. That Colossus was finally about to go down, but MAXPAX cockblocks him, just leaves the game before the Colossus can even get finished off. BYUN does win game one, though, and I gotta say that first 8 to 10 minutes looked fantastic for him. All right, pretty good fight from behind for MAXPAX, but that Prism getting caught, and then the Stalker's getting a bit too over-aggressive into the main, I think just put him in a very far behind position. BYUN did a great job of picking him apart from there with just overwhelming numbers and those lovely drops into the main. Going to be a pretty early probe scout yet again here. Does see that it is a barracks at home. I do wish I checked how many kills that Colossus had before leaving that last game. My bad on that one. Not sure if I'd clicked on it at all and anyone saw it. It's funny because I often do what MAXPAX did in that last game where I'm like, if I can tell my opponent's just not that good at micro and can't handle splash damage and is going to panic, I know there's always a chance the Terran just like grabs their whole army in a blob and just eats disruptor shots while getting frustrated that they haven't won the game yet and that like I make a crazy comeback. So when behind, turtling on like a low base count and just making lots of disruptors and kind of trying to get vision with observers and wait for the Terran to walk into disruptor shots, it's actually something that works really well on the ladder. Doing it against BYUN and hanging on as long as he did, not something I was expecting to see in game one of this series, but I don't think BYUN's too phased. He's just like, oh yeah, so what? We'll fix it up. Now, second gas before factory. What am I looking at right now, guys? What is this? What the heck am I looking at? What is this build? Marauder concussive? Okay, old school. This is one of my least favorite builds. But Reaper into Marauder, this is even weirder. Wow. Actually, I think maybe I like this more than the old Marine into Marauder concussive shell. Ooh, oh my gosh, don't lose that Reaper. Gets 2 probes though, which is really good, and he should just pull back now. So Marauder's going to be ready, concussive shells isn't. The fact that the Adept continued across the map is good for MAXPAX because it allows him to see what's going on, you know, before any sort of trouble arrives. That SCB, whoa. Does survive. Good micro by BYUN. Really well done. Could get a few more hits because the shields are gone. Super worth it. Reaper 5 range, Adept only 4 range. He has other things to do, though, so he goes home to build a second barracks. BYUN's going to play Chinese style, guys. Chinese style. I love it. Probably third barracks coming up in the near future as well, I would imagine. And we'll see what he's got in store for us. Widowmine Starport coming in. Second gate there. Reaper goes into the main base. Let's see if he can grab himself a probe. Oh, nice bounce on that grenade. But he didn't target fire it correctly, so that will survive. Oh, and the probes kill it. Really well done by Maxi. Doesn't need to put workers back on that left gas, though. I'm not sure he realized he pulled workers off gas there. That was a... Uh-oh. Oh, gosh. Oh, he's microing Adepts in the back right now. Oh, sorry, guys. 5 SCVs. I didn't realize he got inside the base. Hot diddly damn. 5 SCVs. Wow. Sorry for the bad observing there, guys. It's been a bit of a long day here already. But it's 5? Wow. I guess they were damaged from the probe harass as well. That's pretty massive. MAXPAX does put back on gas, but well worth making a small mistake like that to get huge damage like that to start things off. So we've now got Stim on the way, Reacted Marines building. We never saw that third barracks from BYUN that I was expecting, so it's not really the Chinese style. More of a Gumiho style. Depots are about to finish. BYUN temporarily supply blocked here, but there we go. Depots finishing at the right time. Mule goes down. Quite a lot of opportunity cost there. Oh man, no blink. What was this move for MAXPAX, knowing that he had concussive? But wait. Oh, he cancelled concussive. Ah, cancelled concussive to get the money back. MAXPAX gets so much damage done on this Widowmine drop as well. Feels like MAXPAX has a good start. MAXPAX should start a third base now, but he's actually going to go third gas. He's going to blink a Stalker across this left side. He's looking for that medevac. Stalker's on the front side. Going to pick off a Marine. These Stalkers will blink back, not taking any real damage. Stim's going to be done in about 30 seconds, but until then, the Stalkers can definitely get more damage. Third barracks comes in. Starport will be building those reacted medevacs soon. And BYUN, I think this is a very wise choice, because in MAXPAX's mind, there's a drop out there with Widowmines waiting to come in. Little does he know, you're just coming home and repairing your medevac. He's even going to burrow those mines behind the gas at the top, hoping a prism flies past at some point. Third Nexus is on the way. Forge comes down also. It's 3-gate Forge. How many Stalkers? 7. Going to go up to 9 Stalkers. Most on the front, but he did leave a Stalker in the main, a Stalker in the natural, because of the threat of that Widowmine drop. He's got to be careful flying behind that gas up above the main. Could get you in trouble. He's just going to unload here for now. Does he see it? Does he see it? Does he see it? He blinks into it. Oh no! Then he loses the prism, but it's the focus fire. If BYUN didn't focus fire, only one would have shot the prism, but he focus fired 3 SCVs for a prism and 4 Stalkers. BYUN is the prism hunter today, guys. He is absolutely ruining MAXPAX just by hunting down these prisms. That is such a big part of MAXPAX's success in this matchup, is the Warp Prism harass, but these Warp Prisms keep getting shut down. KJ, Psystorm owner, in the chat, cheering for his boy MAXPAX. Thank you so much for the sub, my dude. Appreciate that, KJ. Dude, MAXPAX has been looking really good, but BYUN started this series a little bit hot. It's going to be hard for MAXPAX to catch up now. I think we might have to see the MAXPAX reversal, because bringing back this game is going to be nearly impossible. So much Marine Marauder on the front. Another Stalker goes down. Twice now the prisms have been taken down by some clever interceptions and positionings from Mr. BYUN. The Immortal trying to survive there. Good force field. I love that force field, dude. He's going to try and focus the medevacs down, but he gets the empty medevac. Gets another one as well. No, he doesn't. It survives. Battery overcharge. He does blink to the left to heal, but BYUN's got the numbers. Battery overcharge gets worn out. The Stalker's getting focused down. That's a heck of a lot of firepower, that is. Not able to depower the Robo, though. Zealot's coming in from behind. MAXPAX, the king of comebacks. Don't count him out until he's dead. You've really got to put him 6 feet under and make sure there's a lot of soil getting poured in above that to make sure he doesn't climb out in the middle of the night. Observer. You kidding me? Does barely go down. Very similar supply. BYUN's third's only just started. BYUN kind of needs more damage here. Right? 58 workers are up. I think we'll see a 4th gas and a Robo base soon if he's able to stabilize. Unfortunately, this Immortal is badly placed. He's going to try and bring a Prism out to pick it up, I guess. He wanted to make sure that gateway is powered before he kills this pylon. Once this pylon finishes, then he'll kill that and free the Immortal from its prism. Stalkers. Oh, bad positioning. Luckily, BYUN hesitated chasing the Zealot for a second. Now his Concussive Shells has, of course, finished. He does get one of the Stalkers, at least. Single Zealot comes in, will kill the SCV, building the third base. Can he get another one? The answer is almost, not quite. Zealot coming into the natural. Gonna charge onto that SCV on the barracks. Wow, this is a really good Zealot, man. These single Zealot harasses are awesome. Looks like a Widow Mine, I think, just killed another Stalker over there. Good moves by BYUN to kind of create a bit of map control. Marine Marauder Medevac Mine pushing down that right side. Immortal Zealot trying to hang on. Here we go. The Immortal Zealot trying to chill as best they can. Zealots charging forwards. Widow Mine smearing across those Zealots. I think BYUN wisely not overcommitting. He's just chilling. Because he's got his own third up now. He knows Protoss is under an insane amount of pressure and isn't really getting the room to get Colossus just yet. So he's like, dude, I can just macro. I don't need to overcommit to any fights. I'm not all in. I've got a Ghost Academy on the way. 4th and 5th barracks are now finished with their add-ons coming up. +1 armor's almost done, which will give him a little bit of an upgrade lead. Beautiful Viking placement. This is very nice. Look at that, guys. Intercepts the Prism with the Zealot drop as it enters. Nice recall from MAXPAX, though, so doesn't really take any damage on the Prism. Stalker's pulling back. Another Stalker goes down. It's 2 Stalkers in that skirmish. Feels like, you know, once the Terran has momentum like this, the Stalker kills just keep racking up. We always talk about Stalker kills usually decide PvT. If the Protoss can preserve all their Stalkers, be annoying, get the map control without losing them constantly, they often end up winning in the long term. But because Stalkers are almost 200 resources each, every time you lose one, it's a very important cost. It's a lot of gas going down as well. Nice force fields come in. I do like that force field wave. But BYUN wriggles a few of those units away. Tries to get the Immortal. Oh, does get an Immortal snipe. That's a high value unit going down. Prism trying to go down the right side. The Viking intercepted it. BYUN anticipated that the Prism would rotate to the other side, so he's there for it. And this is a one-way trip, man. It's a one-way trip. He's got to just unload. Maybe try to warp in Zealots in the back, or just try to get some value out of these Zealots. See what they can get. A few SCVs are going down. At least that's something, but 2 SCVs, not so powerful. He tries to double back. Viking sees it. BYUN shuts it down. BYUN's all over MAXPAX. He is, like I said, guys, Warp Prism Hunter. MAXPAX wins PvT often off the back of what he does with Stalkers on the map and his Warp Prisms. And BYUN is just adding so many cute little tactics to ambush the Stalkers and to ambush the Warp Prisms. Beautiful play here by BYUN. Mass Marine Marauder Widow Mine Ghost coming in. He's got the SCV pull as well. 1 Colossus is here. Oh, man, I think just giving up this base is the play here for MAXPAX. Good pullback. Against the boy pool, you do not need a 4th base. You just need to survive. His battery overcharge is ready, but he's holding onto it for now. He's trying to wait. I like that the Zealots are counterattacking. I think against an SCV pool, you just want to keep falling back, retreating as much as you can. 2 more Colossus and Extended Thermal Lancer on the way. Stalker's trying to poke forward. He's not used the battery overcharge yet, guys. He's still not using the battery overcharge. I got to question it at this point and say, why not? Maybe didn't have the energy. He may have been chrono boosting so furiously that he overspent his energy. Colossus on the left did come out and clean up a few Marines, but on the right side, there we go. Battery overcharge goes down too little, too late. Shopify Rebellion's BYUN up 2-0 in this series. All right, if MAXPAX wants those 10 North American weeklies in a row, he needs to win this map and the 2 after it. 3 maps in a row versus BYUN. Easier said than done for Storm Gaming's MAXPAX. We'll see if he can do it, though. BYUN in the top left side. A few people were confused about why the concussive got cancelled. Why didn't he attack with the Marauders? What was going on? He was planning to go and surprise him with a few Marauders and maybe use the concussive shells to catch an Adept or a Stalker or 2 on the map. But because the first Adept didn't stay at home and continued to push forwards, and it got revealed because he had to use the Marauder to defend the SCV, he was like, well, didn't quite work out, so he just kind of gave up on it. But I think he was maybe hoping that the first Adept didn't come across the map or something. I don't know why that would ever happen, though, because MAXPAX always double chronos, so his first Adept can go across the map, and then his second Adept will cover against the Reaper. It's kind of weird. Okay, it'll be 9 if he wins, not 10. Thank you. This is what chat says. Apparently Rotterdam says that. Is Roddy casting today? Or maybe he said that during the EU cast earlier. Alright guys, Command Center does come down. We'll see how this one goes. It's Oceanborn. It's a smaller map. Pretty good for Terran. Adepts on the way. Probes are pumping right now. Casual 5 a.m. in Denmark. It is midday in Korea. Just to be fair, earlier than the Korean players normally practice. They normally practice at night. And at 3 p.m. is when the practice starts up. Reaper's going to wait for the... Oh, he's trying to spot the shade. He sees the shade go out, but he actually doesn't dodge it. Oh, yes, he does. Does cancel the... Cancel the shade. This does keep this Adept at home. He's doing the exact same Marauder build from last game, guys. Nice micro on that Reaper, MAXPAX. It's going to take a bit of damage there, but that's a dead Reaper, I believe. Assuming the shade tracks him, which it does. Nice. Nicely done. MAXPAX gets the Reaper kill. And now you're going to go across with 2 Adepts. They're going to run into 2 Marauders. Maybe the Marauders can kill one of them. And I guess this is what the build was intending to do. He was intending to keep the first Adept at home for longer. So really interesting to see how it maps out now. Where he's going to hide the Marauders, let the shade come in. MAXPAX doesn't know about the Marauders. Okay, now he does. He's going to lose one of those. And that's the power of the Marauders. Just catching some of those early units makes it very hard for the Protoss to know what's happening next. It's going to shade in. MAXPAX, assuming those Marauders might be coming across, gets himself an SCV. And he says, okay, let's just get as much damage done as we can. Hopefully the shade saves me. Nope. Does go down. So 2 Adepts going down there for 1 SCV. It's a pretty damn good trade for Mr. BYUN. He's already got a second barracks up, factory and starport. He's going to go for that mine drop again. And I think really if there's just one thing I'd change is MAXPAX, number 1, don't get your confidence shook by what's happened. And number 2, don't lose your Warp Prism. Because that's really what's happened so far is MAXPAX has lost his Warp Prism 2 games in a row, often with Stalkers inside. And then it's just kind of like, okay, you're way behind, and then it's a slippery slope from that point. As long as he doesn't lose the Prism, he'll be good. And he's going 4-gate Blink. He's playing highly aggressive against a style that naturally doesn't have any siege tanks. So he can definitely punish BYUN. If BYUN doesn't have perfect positioning or doesn't repair his bunker very quickly, anything like that could be a big issue. Widowmine drop sneaks out the right side, barely not being spotted by those Stalkers. Now, Widowmine drop can be good, but it can technically be defended with Probe Micro, right? And that means you're very open at home, not even building a tech lab on the factory, guys. He's so vulnerable to 4-gate Blink. These first 10 Stalkers, if they can focus a few Marauders down, it'll be big. Now, don't be wrong. There's 4 Marauders and 6 Marines with Stim. Almost finished. Not quite. 32 seconds away. Stalkers blink in. He's going to go after the Marauders. 1 Marauder goes down. Marine goes down as well. No more Marauders getting focus fired. Good Prism Micro. He should be blinking out of here, though. Good Prism Micro. Wow. Beautiful Micro, man. 10 SCVs, and he gets himself a Marauder and whatnot. Only 2 probes dying. The Widow Mine so far. Blinks to dodge the next Widow Mine as well. Oh, BYUN's opening is getting absolutely punished here. He really got in control against MAXPAX. MAXPAX has been playing, you know, I told you guys he plays very predictable on a 3-gate Blink Robo, but he mixes it up with a 4-gate Blink, and we're seeing just how greedy the opening was of BYUN. Now, he blinked to kill the Medevac. He can go back in to bait out that mine shot when he feels like it. Good pickups. Doesn't quite click on that one in time. Oh, careful, mate. Careful. Careful. Stalker's starting to go down, but these Marauders are chasing very far as well, so that can be problematic. He's going to blink to bait that mine shot, as I said. This allows all the Stalkers to gather back up on the front. It's going to be a good 11 Stalkers on the map. 2 more making, that's 13 Stalkers. What do you got to defend? No tanks, 4 Marauders, 6 Marines. I mean, this is a Terran who's super dead. If he stims, he can't really afford to heal. You can just disengage, or you can overwhelm. I think MAXPAX realizes overwhelm's as good as anything else. Good pickups, dodging projectiles with the Warp Prism. He's not losing any Stalkers in this fight yet. This is crazy. His micro is so good. Every SCV on the natural uses up its hit points there, and he pulls back. Guys, I think he lost maybe 2 Stalkers for 13 SCVs and a ton of other units. Wow. Yeah, BYUN's looking pretty dead, Zos. I don't see him bringing it back from this position now. MAXPAX says, okay, I'm done defending. I am done just doing light prism harassment. I'm just going to shove it in there and take you down with a ton of stalkers. Very well played by MAXPAX as BYUN's last Marauder goes down and he taps out. Well, that's the start of a comeback if I've ever seen one. MAXPAX in the bottom left, BYUN in the top right, going for ye olde double gas build. Happy to see him move away from the Marauders, even with the double Adept kill. I mean, that build is just so greedy. The build he was playing triple Widowmine drop with just 2 Marauders and then just relying on defending with nothing but Marine Marauder, Medevac. If you get away with it, yeah, it's great because you haven't wasted any time building like tanks and Ravens. It's just a bit of harassment with the Mine drop into the Stim Buyer, but it's so vulnerable to blink timing attacks, and that's exactly what went down. Now, this is going to be a reactor first into factory. Don't see this too often anymore, but I always love a reactor first, personally, when I'm playing Terran. Notice he kept hopping the SCV on and off to make sure it finished building on the inside of the wall. So he doesn't want to lower the depot. He doesn't want to let the probe in. If the probe came in, it would see that he's pulled 3 workers off of his gas mining. He's going to build a command center about 215. Nexus goes up after Cybercore. Adept gets chrono boosted across the map. Does he still double chrono Adepts? I feel like in this scenario, you chrono probes. I would squeeze a chrono in on the probes, and then I would chrono up to 3 gateway units, but second Adept, second chrono. And he actually does see that it's Marines, not Reapers. I think he was expecting Reapers, which take longer to build, but 2 Marines into reacted Hellion, most likely. Could be Cyclones. Command Center starts in the expansion quite late at 2 minutes 30. Wow, that's pretty late. Adepts hanging out. Marines. Oh, picking off the SCVs. This is not bad. This is a pretty good harassment start. And you should know now, you got to worry about the Cyclones, but it's a Stargate build. Now, I always feel like Stargate against Reacted Cyclone is super awkward. And he's going 4 Cyclones. BYUN's shoving it, guys. BYUN's shoving it. Okay, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. He's literally just like, lol, 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 4 Cyclone, let's go. If he builds 6 Cyclones, this is really hoping to just catch MAXPAX off guard. And to be fair, MAXPAX does not have good units versus Cyclones. Oracle, not good. Depth's not good. Only 1 Stalker so far. Oh, he's got to pull back to the battery, which he does. And, okay, you don't want to chase too far. Good call, good call. Twilight into second gateways here. The Oracle does come out, and he could use that to harass the natural. Looks like it's a 4 Cyclone opening, gang. Adepts and Stalkers see these units. He does see the extra 2 Cyclones coming. Huge scout for MAXPAX. As MAXPAX here, you want to chrono your warp gate, I think, and try to get a few more units. He's trying to make a Stalker. Chrono the gateway then, maybe. So these 4 Cyclones will beat a Stalker and 2 Adepts. Trying to quickly build more batteries. He does have Overcharge available. Oracle comes in, gets 2 SCVs. It will beat 3 Marines pretty handily. Cyclones come in. Battery Overcharge is solid, though. Oracle's killed 3 SCVs and 3 Marines. It's going to kill the SCV on the barracks as well before running out of energy. Actually, another SCV or 2 goes down. Oh, not bad. Wow, 7 SCVs and the Marines. I mean, BYUN's build very gimmicky, and it looks like MAXPAX just scouted well enough to be ready for it. I think he was expecting MAXPAX to be kind of caught with his pants down, and the 4 Cyclones would do big damage, but yeah, BYUN's opening was kind of an incredibly committed, heavy 4 Cyclone opening. And the Stalkers defend. The 3rd base goes down. The Oracle does massive counter damage. And, I mean, this is looking like the reversal is absolutely well on its way to being complete now. So many players, it feels like they have to use up their special tricks to beat MAXPAX. And eventually, if their special tricks stop working, I think going back to a standard game is maybe okay for BYUN, but he doesn't feel too comfortable doing that right now. Oracle's coming forward. You can do it. Only 1 Marine there, but the Cyclones behind do keep him back. Only 1 Cyclone died this game, so there's still good anti-ab. You gotta be careful. You do not want to lose these Cyclones to these Stalkers. BYUN! Oh my gosh. If he gets a Stalker kill, that would be so greedy. But does lose a Cyclone there just for damaging a Stalker. Not super worth it for him. If I was BYUN, I'd try to move this tank onto the ramp, maybe. You need these tanks closer together. They're too spread. There's no bunker He does have a lot of Marines in the main, so maybe he's okay, but definitely a scary situation to be in right now. These Stalkers could rip him to shreds. I mean, you could also just blink in and then go pick the depot and move around the right side. I think that's the best move right now for MAXPAX, but he's playing incredibly carefully. He's just like, you know what, I'm so far ahead, I don't even need to. I just probe up, I'm going to 8-gate charge, Robo's on the way. Do you know how far ahead I am? My name is MAXPAX, I'm pretty damn far ahead. Blinks back the Stalkers, so he only loses shields. Really well played. Oh! BYUN goes for a gamble. Big gamble stim, hoping to catch MAXPAX, not looking. MAXPAX just run. Yeah, there's no reason to stay. They only loses one Stalker. Super worth it for MAXPAX because there's no starport. Oh my god, guys, there's no starport. The Oracle comes in. This is an all-in where every time he stims like that, he literally can't heal. He's pulling the boys. This is such a desperate all-in. I mean, if he stims again, he's basically dead before he even gets halfway across the map. The Stalkers are just trying to bait stims out of him. He's not taking said bait just yet, but yeah, up to 8-gate Zealot behind this man. And this is looking so good for MAXPAX. He is all over this early game, man. Oh, where's that battery overcharge, bro? There we go. Battery overcharge comes in. Oh, bad positioning for MAXPAX. Really bad. And charge not quite ready. He finally blinks back, but man, that was super awkward the way he microed that. His Stalker's blocking his Zealots. He should have just split the silk there. Cut the silk, you know, parting the silk, pull the Stalkers to both sides. But I think he was kind of surprised that his charge wasn't done, so he mistimed it by a few seconds. Doesn't matter, though, because we're getting an ace match. Well, what in the heckity diddles do we have here? MAXPAX with two very easy comeback games to force game 5. I thought this would be a much more grueling effort for MAXPAX. I mean, I did say just don't lose your Prism and you'll be fine, but he not only didn't lose his Prism for the last 2 games, he also just kind of killed BYUN. BYUN in the top left needs to slow things down, get his feet back underneath him. And this time he's going to go for a proxy barracks. MAXPAX was early probe scouting pretty much every game so far. If this is the one game where he doesn't probe scout and there's a barracks literally inside his natural, BYUN, this is so ridiculously risky. BYUN is such a risk taker, man. Dude, if MAXPAX checked for this, he'd be in trouble. Cyan was checking for this every game earlier today. And it must be because he's been playing against guys like BYUN a lot. But MAXPAX doesn't check for it. He just goes for a gate scout across the map. And that Reaper's going to get in there so early. Double gas coming up behind the barracks. MAXPAX is usually pretty good at the crisis management, even with these super fast Reapers. If he can limit it to just 1 or 2 probe kills, I think he'll be happy. Sees now what's going on. He says, oh, I'm being proxied, but he's probably thinking there's a barracks out here or something. Not every day. And the thing with this one is you can also get a bunker and rally Marines into it after the Reaper. That's what's so scary about this bunker. And Marines do way more damage. Oh, he builds the Nexus. He sees it. He sees it. Okay, so this is the thing, guys. Because he didn't build a Zealot, he's kind of in big trouble right now. He starts it now. He needs that Zealot to try and stop this bunker going up. Because if the bunker goes up, he's going to get Marines inside. You can deal with that, but it's awkward. And that Reaper's about to pop. He's getting a lot of damage. I think he's willing to sacrifice the probe. You see how the probe's just staying here? He would have ran away if he wanted to save that from the Reaper, but he's happy to just delay this bunker as long as he can. Actually, he does try to save the probe. Stalker's coming out. Oh, Zealot lands a hit. Nicely done, dude. Told you guys, MAXPAX is good with his crisis management. Perfect timing on the probe kind of going back in there. Pulling back the weak probes here as well. Stalker's going to come out momentarily. Zealot's just going to work on that bunker. As I said, though, look at this. The Marines build way quicker than Reapers, and they get in there and they do a lot more damage. He's not building another Marine, which is bizarre. Probe just killed an SCV on the other side of the map. Dude, if he kills another, that'll be massive. He's going to pull back, though. The SCV, I think, had a few more hit points, so he does back away from that one. Fair enough. Stalker's here. If he commits to the low ground, the Reaper can jump to the high ground, so he's got to be careful with that. Stalker is now down there. SCV repairing the bunker. Waiting for his battery to come up. With the battery overcharged, Probe's going to go back and keep attacking. Command Center has only just started. This is actually pretty good counter pressure that Probe did. I really feel like that equalizes things quite well. Reaper's going to run up to the high ground, but look, there's a Stargate wall off there. If you commit to the left side, suddenly you're quite trapped. You might be able to get a few probes. Is that going to really be worth it, though? Goes after the red hit point 1. Oh, MAXPAX is so good on his pullbacks. He hasn't lost a probe. Guys, he hasn't lost a probe. He just cleaned up the bunker, the Marine, the SCV, the Zealot. It is all that he's lost. Dude, MAXPAX just shut this down. And to be fair, I do think he should have put more Marines in there, the bunker, but I don't know, dude. It doesn't really do that much damage. Yes, you're building reacted Cyclones, but I think you only want to go 2 this game. Don't be investing in more than 2 Cyclones. I think it's much better to be building other units. And the question is, does he know about the Stargate? Yeah, he saw the Stargate, so he's going to go 3 command center. So we're going to see BYUN try and play a macro game to recover, but look at MAXPAX's probe count. He's already up 10 workers. If MAXPAX sees what's going on and just builds a 3rd, my gosh, he's just going to be so far ahead in the economy and the momentum. Cyclones do get spotted. That might scare him off taking a 3rd. And there is, in fact, a 3rd and 4th Cyclone, which is normally a bad call, but I think against the Phoenix opening, it's okay to have a little bit more mobile anti-air. Vikings were building as well. Command center, orbital starts up. 3rd command center goes up there as well. Robo into 4th gas. It's going to be a 2-base Phoenix Colossus play, which I actually think BYUN's play is quite good against. So Phoenix do need to see that 3rd command center in the back. To me, it just feels like MAXPAX has the momentum in this game, and he sees the SCV building the 3rd. Picks it off as well. Nice move. Trying to catch these Phoenix on the way out by the look of it. Careful. BYUN's hunting. BYUN's hunting. BYUN's hunting. Wow. That was slick. He could trap him as well. He's got a Viking. Recall. Good move. Good move. MAXPAX only losing 1 Phoenix, getting 1 damaged. Immortals on the way as well as the Robo Bay. I think getting a Twilight Council could be pretty good here, even though he just doesn't have the gas for it yet, but near future, yeah. Because I'm like, you can't delay your 3rd by too long. I think the Cyclone Viking can kill his 3rd. It's mech! No way. BYUN is playing mech right now, guys. He's going to play Mass Cyclone mech in PvT. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I was not expecting this. This is so cool. If he lets a battery get up on the 3rd, I don't think he can break it. This is unfortunate for BYUN. I really feel if he attacked that 3rd right now, he could just overwhelm it. He'd kill the Immortal so quickly. I mean, the Phoenix could pick up 4 Cyclones, but they'll also get picked off very quickly. Now there's, yeah, I actually think MAXPAX is okay on that 3rd base now. Still, masses of Cyclones coming out. Hurricane Engines is on the way, guys. So there are 4 Cyclones building. It's going to bring it up to 12, soon to be 13 Cyclones. SCVs are rallying out. 40 workers against 52 probes. Stalker Sentry, Phoenix Immortal making their way forwards for a pressure. Gotta be careful not to get jumped on. I don't think he's expecting mech in this game. Who would? Well, he's about to see Mass Cyclone Viking and go, what the hell? Well, I guess I'm committed. Blasts one of the Cyclones down very quickly. Here we go. Those Cyclones getting hammered by the Immortals, man. The Immortals are just ruining him. And look at this. The Phoenix can stop him from retreating. Wow. And then the Phoenix can jump on the Vikings if they want to as well. Now they've dealt with everything else, that Immortal down the bottom will get taken out by the Cyclones, but not before doing a fair bit of damage to a few of them. Both Vikings do fall. A couple Zealots coming in, the Immortal, the Stalker. Not to mention the Phoenix lifts are here, just making sure you can't retreat. That Immortal doing so much damage, man. Oh, man. It is just making a hole in this army. Phoenix do go down, but I think that's probably okay for Protoss, right? Units lost tabs actually in favor of BYUN. I mean, Cyclones are pretty cheap. Protoss is up 10 workers, though. It's weird, because like when you kill tanks and Thors and stuff, they're very slow to replace. Cyclones, kind of easily massable. So there's like, trading like that might actually be better for the Terran than the Protoss? I don't know, man. I'm not really, it's been a while since I've cast or played a game like this against Mass Cyclone. 6 Gateways and a Twilight Council are on the way. BYUN going for broke with the crazy strategies here in the Weekly Cup. Purely looking to catch his opponent off guard. 4th Nexus getting hit by the Cyclones. Immediate cancel. That's a good move. BYUN doesn't have any armory upgrades, though, and that's going to cost him the longer this goes. Forge is finally on the way, along with the Twilight for MAXPAX. Picking off a few SCVs with his Phoenix that he's still building. Colossus, not the best against Cyclones, but they do outrange them, which is their main advantage. He's now got an Immortal in there to add a bit of oomph as well. It's a dangerous move for BYUN. Very dangerous move if he gets caught over here. But he gets a bunch of probes, gets in, gets out. He's keeping MAXPAX pinned on 3 bases. Guys, BYUN, I dare say he might be winning this game with mech against MAXPAX, which is awesome. But remember, there's no armories and there's no 4th command center yet. So he's not really ahead. Like, he's keeping MAXPAX down in the dumps where his economy's at. But MAXPAX is building double Robo Immortal. Like, second Robo's just started. So over time, MAXPAX army will hard counter his army if he doesn't either kill him or blossom into a 4th command center, double armory, you know, extra versatility to his force. I like that Vikings are being mixed in. Good for the Phoenix, but also good for the Colossus. Question is, what's the counter to the Immortals? Can you just get him with just mass Cyclone, or do you need something else? Remember, these Cyclones, they have 130 hit points now. So even if you get like a +3 Immortal that does 65 damage a shot versus armored, the Cyclone armor should mean it always is going to take 3 shots, I believe, unless something else adds some damage in. Phoenix getting a few more SCVs. Finally, the 4th base is building. Charge and Immortals being built twice, 2 at a time. We've got 3 tanks coming in. I mean, tanks will add good firepower with the Cyclones in front against those Immortals, those Colossus, those Stalkers. So the question is, can you block the Zealots with the Cyclones and get the tanks in a good enough position to then find more damage? These Cyclones up there doing pretty well. There are still a few Phoenix up there ready to harass. Cyclones doing damage to the Zealots, but whenever the Immortal comes forward, you got to be careful. He gets himself a Zealot. Nice. Big Zealot counterattack getting ready for the 3rd base, though. That tank did get trapped there. Unfortunate for BYUN. He does lower his depots. Zealot's going to try to jump on top. Army coming home right now. Is that a Warp Prism? Yeah, Warp Prism's in the main. Oh, and this is where MAXPAX starts to take control with Mass Zealot coming in. Because they're so cheap, so expendable, and he's damaging BYUN's income. This is a 3 base all-in from BYUN. BYUN doesn't have a 4th, remember. No upgrades either. No 1-1. So the upgrades are going to be favoring Mr. MAXPAX. Cyclone split into the main nicely. It looks like a tank just rallied out and got killed there. These tanks do siege on the front line. But MAXPAX keeping him pinned, killing 16 workers. MAXPAX now has a 4th up. He should be transferring workers from his main and his natural. His main's oversaturated. His natural will mine out in the next 30 seconds to a minute. So they will have 100 to 150 minerals. An Immortal gets caught out in the middle of the map. Looks like it killed another tank, I believe. I saw some tracks there. Could be a Cyclone as well. Force field's kind of cute maneuver there, but oh, you got to be careful, mate. That's a big, scary Terran army, and those Colossus do not have a lot of anti-air covering them. The Viking Cyclone diving on top. He's trying to build Immortals and Disruptors right now. The Colossus are getting wrecked. Dude, if BYUN does this with a 3-base mech all in, it's going to be so exciting. Zealots are going to counterattack over at the 3rd base of BYUN. BYUN gets a very good siege up, but his own 3rd is getting ransacked. He's going to take out the 4th base of MAXPAX. It's not enough to just kill the 4th base. He's got to push in and get on top of the production. You can see there, Cyclones rallying out with the SCVs. Will eventually defend that base. More Zealots going to go across, trying to intercept the rally, but 2 more tanks have arrived on the front. There's 9 tanks in total on the map. 8 of them are at the front, and look at that tank positioning. As these tanks inch their way forward, they can do really well. MAXPAX biding his time nicely, though. 1 tank goes down to the Zealot counterattack. The Cyclone SCV trying to defend as best it can. BYUN kind of giving up on defending that. He's just going to jam it in now. He says, look, I've got ramp control. Let's move Cyclones up. You need to deal with me. It's your job to deal with this. BYUN should be scanning. He does scan there. Good shots on the tanks, but the Cyclones aren't doing as much as they probably could have there. A lot of the tanks go down. I think those Cyclones maybe could have been buffering for that army just slightly better with a few Cyclones, say, on the left side. He's going to try and count and push in. Oh, battery. The battery overcharge is so good. So many Cyclones go down. But MAXPAX just has so few units left. Dude, BYUN, I think he's getting this. MAXPAX, look at his supply. Look at his supply. The unupgraded, just giant Cyclone tank push catching MAXPAX unprepared. He needed to flank this army with like a mass Zealot Immortal army, and he just wasn't ever able to get in that position where he had enough units to flank in from 2 sides. BYUN did an excellent job of map control with the Cyclones. Yes, the Zealots are tearing up BYUN's economy. BYUN's income is tiny, but BYUN has 80 army supply. MAXPAX has 38. I just don't see MAXPAX finding a way back into this game. Man, imagine if he had a few disruptors to zone this army as well, maybe that could have made a big difference, but look at this. Zealots are on top of the rally of BYUN, so BYUN won't be able to get new units out. The army supply of MAXPAX is still growing. Remember, that's the last bit of income of BYUN about to get evicted. He's got a few minerals mining in the main, that's it. Okay, so BYUN's out of money right now. Oh, the Zealot flank on the tank. 2 tanks go down. Oh, 3 tanks fall. The Immortal Archon does so much from the right side as well. BYUN's army just got minced by such a smaller force, but it didn't matter because he still had another half his army left over. Very well played there by BYUN, and he gets the 3-2. I cannot believe it. You could see in that final fight what MAXPAX needed to be doing the whole time. That final fight really showed it, where you see, like, look, it's double the army supply for BYUN. He's absolutely slaying it. And then you just see, like, oh, okay, Zealots from one side, Immortal Archon from the other. And obviously, you'd preferably come with a proper surround. You can see the Zealots, the probes on the top, and the Zealots, look how much damage they do when they get on top and drag the tank fire. And whenever the Immortals actually land hits on the Cyclones and the tanks and don't just die before they get in range, he actually traded really well there, but he was already dead. BYUN brings out the 3-base mech all in, and he manages to seal the deal when no one believed, but he did. GG, well played.